So that culminates with Sidious gets Anakin on his side finally, right? Betrays Dooku in doing that, but you know, Sith do that. Executes Order 66, kills off a whole bunch of Jedi, not literally all of them. You know, a few people escape, obviously Yoda and Obi-Wan, and a few others, you know, here and there. And so the Republic wins the war, but renames itself the Empire, and starts taking over all sorts of various places that the Republic previously didn't really have control over, right? Because it only had like 80% of the galaxy or whatever. And, you know, obviously, Empire is very, very evil. And Anakin, as Darth Vader, spends some time in the interlude tracking down various Jedi Knights that are still around for whatever reason, getting rid of them. But despite his efforts, a resistance movement does spring up, the Rebel Alliance. The Rebel Alliance, at least compared to the horrible Empire, are definitely the good guys. So, Obi-Wan obviously brings up Luke. Luke learns to be a Jedi, plays a pivotal role concerning the Death Star. First thing, I don't know, like I said, they blow up the entire Death Star with a single proton, or no, I think it was two, whatever, with 2 proton torpedoes down this one cooling shaft, small thermal exhaust port right below the main port. You know, the whole thing blows up. I make it a little more complicated. I make it, you know, like, you throw the thing in there, it causes a series of reactions, and like it causes some interior explosions, which disables the Death Star, but doesn't literally demolish it. Disables it long enough that, you know, that everyone gets to escape Yavin 4, and Luke is a hero. And we go on and all that other stuff, perhaps involving Hoth. I don't know exactly what I'm going to have here. But eventually, Sidious tries to take in Luke, just as he took in Anakin. Luke, of course, ends up redeeming his father. Anakin ends up turning on Sidious, kills him, gets killed in the process, or gets mortally wounded, whatever. The Death Star gets blown up, this time actually blown up. This is, you know, the Return of the Jedi type stuff. And the Empire is destroyed. Which is a good thing. But it doesn't solve all our problems, because we go back to factionalism and clones fighting each other again. By the way, I figured out why the stormtroopers wear that armor. It's because they're clones, you see, and clones, having all the same DNA, are very susceptible to diseases. In fact, germ warfare was developed soon after clone warfare. You know, you could just kill off all the enemy's clones, not to mention thousands upon thousands of civilians who also get infected. So naturally, you gotta protect them from any and all germs. So they put them in these suits where they're physically, their skin never comes to contact with anything. All their air comes through this filter and all that, so you can't possibly contract any diseases, or so the theory goes. But that explains why they wear these suits, which apparently don't really act as armor, because they still go down in one hit, just like the Rebel guys. Anyway, but yeah, the Rebels end up destroying all the cloning facilities at Camino and various other places, severely hampering the Empire's ability to create clones, which is very helpful in defeating the Empire. Because otherwise they just have like this almost infinite supply, so long as they can come up with enough food to feed these guys, you know, and enough guns to give them. But anyway, take down the Empire, and factionalism springs up again, and people start all fighting each other all over the place again, but this time Luke's daughter comes in. She becomes a Jedi and everything, but she triumphs by getting everyone to make peace. I don't know exactly how that happens, because, you know, you don't exactly want the whole final trilogy to be just like a long series of talks at some big negotiating table. There'd be heroism in there. There's certainly evil left to defeat and all that. But the final act somehow can't be a giant explosion. It can't be like, look, there's the bad guy. Boom. It's somehow, through some heroic deed, some vague ideas on that, bringing everyone together and really reforming the Republic and the Jedi Order and, the Star Wars end, right? People stop fighting. There's an era of peace for at least a generation afterwards, which is a problem in the expanded universe stuff of Star Wars, because everyone wants to see Luke fighting the Empire, so they keep up this Empire fighting thing as long as they can, and then eventually they run out of ideas on that, and they just invent some evil new species to come by so Luke can fight them anyway. But yeah, there's my basic sketch about JoLuca, the Pheonix time. Maybe next time I'll tell you the tale of Sifo-Dyas, who I actually haven't worked out a whole lot yet, but I haven't, a couple of things there. And those are my vague ideas. Please feel free to add, subtract, multiply, or divide from them. And thanks for watching. See you later.